Hey, Shalom. This is Maury Dwayne. This is going to be a very, very quick video, a very shorter version of what we did the other night. So please be sure to like, share, subscribe. We want to get this message out to as many people as possible. All right. Let me go ahead and pray us in, and I will do a very high-level bullet point video or live stream on the Employment and Technology Bootcamp that we're doing at the beginning of September. Okay. Shout out to Marva. Good to see you. Shout out to Benjamin and Michelle. All right. So Abba Yahuwah, thank you for this time that we have to come together. We just bless your name and thank you for the breath of life. We thank you for your hand of shalom, peace, and blessings being upon us. We thank you for watching over our households and our children. And we thank you for the opportunity to come together each and every day that you allow us to do so. I lift up everyone that will be hearing the sound of my voice this evening and in the future recording. And we thank you for all that you're doing, especially during these dark and trying times. May you bless all that hear this message and this word, and may this reach all who it's intended to reach. And we just praise your name for being done now in the name of your Son, our King and Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach. Amen. All right, so like I said, I'm not going to be on here too long. I just wanted to do a different version. I actually might do 2 back-to-back live streams in different layouts. This is obviously conducive for those of you on a mobile device, so it'll help share the message more easy, okay? So again, Maury Dwayne or Dwayne Harris, 15 years cybersecurity professional, IT, being information technology or information security. And so we are doing in 2025, we're doing our first class of this year, a boot camp for employment, as well as the CompTIA Tech Certification. All right, so the bottom line is that there is a major critical need for us to upskill 1,000%. And even somebody like myself, okay, on the level that I'm at basically one of the highest levels you can be at when it comes to cybersecurity, I have to upskill because everything is ever changing, right? If you want to see the full version of this message, go ahead and view that on the main page. But for right now, let's just jump right into it. This is going to be a 10-week course. The reason why it's a 10-week course is because I've done this several iterations, probably about 5 times with different certifications in the past. And I know that we all have real life, right? Life be lifing, right? So that being said, I want to make sure that we pace ourselves so that you can receive the information, process the information, and at the end of the day, you're going to take your exam and pass and be good to go. Okay. So let's just jump right into this. The final date to be able to enroll is August 31st. I believe that's a Sunday. Okay. And the official start date is September 7th, which is a Sunday as well. Okay. I have a total of 30 slots available. Okay. We already have some enrollments already, so that's going to go down as time goes on. So don't delay. The cost is $250. These type of in-person virtual trainings generally go between $2,000 and $2,500. You might be able to find somebody out in, a foreigner out somewhere that might have something for $500, maybe $700. But in general, it's relatively expensive to have this type of in-person training. There are free resources available, so you can go look on YouTube videos to kind of get information. A lot of stuff's online, but the difference here is that you're going to have one-on-one instruction by me. All right. And I'm going to guide you in regards to, again, we're going to do one-on-one interviews, mock interviews. We're going to have one-on-one meetings where I'm going to go over your actual resume. So we're going to do a resume review. And then in regards to the resume review after that, we're going to make sure we either create a LinkedIn profile and optimize it. If you do not have, a LinkedIn profile, we'll make sure you get it and get it all set up. And if you do have one, we'll make sure that we optimize it. Okay. So that's highly important. The path that I see in regards to the future of technology, because like I said last night, there's quite a few levels of misinformation out there in regards to the labor market and technology. You're hearing things about tech layoffs, and tech is kind of a generic term. But the bottom line is that the future of tech is promising. But like I said last night, if you are the barista at Google, you lost your job. Okay. That's what it comes down to. You lost your job. Okay. If you are like a support tech or support staff, sales, maybe marketing, you probably got cut. You're going to get cut. If you're a coder, if you're a programmer or a coder, you're likely going to be up for cuts because they don't need as many coders anymore because they have generative AI that's able to do the work of 10 or 15 programmers. Okay. So where does the future lie when it comes to technology? Okay. The path that I recommend us go into, if you haven't already, is cyber or computer architecture or infrastructure. That's one. And secondly, is going to be cybersecurity. Those two fields are highly needed right now, right? So again, it's not to be rude or crass, but if you were more like the support role, you're getting cut. They don't need support role people no more. They need cybersecurity professionals and they need engineers, people that are actually managing networks, cloud infrastructure. Okay. And again, I'm not going to go into the full thing because we went into it last night. All right. But here is the certification path I recommend for anyone that's trying to go into technology or transition their career. So very first path I would recommend you do if you're starting brand new from scratch, I recommend you take the Tech Plus certification through CompTIA. This is the progression of the former ITF Plus, which was a very good actual certification. This one's a little bit more robust and it adds some more things in there in regards to security, and artificial intelligence has been kind of incorporated into it as well. And so Tech Plus is going to be a foundational certification I recommend you get, and that's what this initial boot camp is going to be for. The income you can earn with achieving the Tech Plus certification with confidence and good interview skills, you're looking between $40,000. I'd say you're looking at $40,000, $50,000. You're looking at with that Tech Plus certification. Okay. But you got to have good interview skills and you have to be confident. What kills people is not the lack of experience, it's the lack of confidence, right? So you might have the head knowledge, but then when I ask you questions and situational questions and you bomb, it's not going to work. Okay. So that Tech Plus certification, plus your confidence, you're going to come up on some coin. Okay. The second certification after Tech Plus, I strongly recommend you get the Linux Plus certification. All right. Linux is the backbone of most everything that we have, whether it be your Android smartphone, it's based off of the Linux kernel, right? Android is a derivative of Linux. You talk about Mac OS. Mac OS is a derivative of Linux. And so all your major servers, switches, routers, firewalls, they're based off of the Linux framework, the Linux scripting language or bash scripting. So you want to get that in. That could potentially bump you up pretty strong from, let's say, a $40,000 career to, man, with no experience, $60,000, $70,000. I can see that. I could definitely see that with especially with those two certifications back to back, the Tech Plus plus the Linux Plus. You're going to be in there because that's foundational. And we're not talking about simply being a help desk technician or IT repairman or woman or something like that. We're talking you would have the foundational basis to be a entry level systems administrator. You're on that level, right? So it's a strong foundation. It's highly needed. So I'm talking to my people. This is what you definitely want to go into. Okay. Now, once you got that Tech Plus out the way and you have the Linux Plus out the way, the next one you want to do is Network Plus. I'm skipping A Plus right now. A Plus certification is very popular. It's still very relevant, but for time's sake and to really upskill quickly, I recommend you just jump right into Network Plus, because if you don't know networking, you're out the game. Okay, you have to know how the internet works. You have to know about hubs, switches, routers, firewalls. You need to know about various endpoint devices. You need to know about all the various network types and the types of cables and wireless infrastructure that's available. Okay, highly important. That's going to get you paid as well. So at this point, at this level, we're already well above $60,000, even with little to no experience. Okay. After Network Plus, you're going to want to jump into Cloud Plus. And Cloud Plus is going to prepare you for a career in dealing with cloud infrastructure, cloud servers, cloud architecture. So you're talking about software as a service, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. There's a lot of different things, on premises, variety of different things that are available for you in businesses when it comes to cloud computing and cloud architecture. We talked about last night. El Trumpo had put out there that there's going to be almost $500 billion or something crazy like that invested into AI infrastructure. That's this right here. So I see, Benjamin, you said you're stumbling into machine learning and AI recently. Yeah, this is where you're going to want to be at, right? Before you even delve deep into the artificial intelligence and machine learning, unless you're starting a business. If you're starting a business, that's different. Then rock on with that, jump into that. But even before you get too deep into it, have this working at the same time as far as the educational piece. All right. And then the last thing I would recommend, and this is the path that we're working on, is a cybersecurity foundation. All right. So this is CISA Plus, and this is Security X. All right. So CISA Plus is Cybersecurity Analyst Plus. This we're at $90,000 and above, flat off the gate. Like, we're there already. We're well above $90,000 in your career. All right. And I'll explain the reason why in a minute. But again, like I said, this is a short, abridged version of what we did last night. Security X is the premier top of the line certification for CompTIA in relation to security, right? So as a cybersecurity professional, you're going to want to have this cert. This cert, you're looking at well above $100,000. You're probably looking at 120, 130, 140, 150 when you get this cert. Okay, this is a very important cert. Both of these are very important certs. So I can just honestly tell you from experience that with these two certs alone, we're not even talking about adding on the previous ones I've talked about. Okay, that's just cream on top. Okay, these two right here, you're looking, man, when I tell you, with little to no experience, you're looking at between 90 and 120,000. With experience, you're looking at 110, 115, 120, all the way up to about 150. Okay. And so I won't belabor the point, but things have changed. The labor market's changed. Education has changed. Sadly, many of us have we've received degrees, or we're in the process of getting degrees that are worthless, and you just left with student loan debt. Okay. Everything is shifting and changing right now. Okay. And like I said, even for myself, I have to upskill. So for myself, I'm looking at amplifying my credentials as well as other things in regards to like machine learning. And that's the key thing I'm looking at right now, machine learning. Okay. So, because you're going to have that background to stay competitive. So, my recommendation, especially for the House of Israel, you're going to want to go ahead and go down that path. So I'll say it one more time very briefly. 1, begin with that Tech Plus certification, Linux Plus next, Network Plus third, Cloud Plus fourth, and then move on to Cybersecurity Foundation. Now, you absolutely can. It's tough. It's a challenging. I will say this. What I was going to say is that you could potentially bypass Net Plus and Cloud Plus and go straight to cybersecurity, but that's not possible. It's just not possible. You have to go this route. So do your foundation first. At the minimum, do Network Plus. That's mandatory. There's no escaping it. You have to do that. It's just not even possible to bypass that one. All right. After you do your Network Plus, then you can go ahead and jump into cybersecurity. All right. So again, my motivation behind doing this boot camp and training is number one, seeing the state of my people in my community, and the fact that we have some of the lowest wages in this economy in the United States. It's due to lack of literacy, it's due to a lack of education, especially when it comes to high school. The scores are looking raggedy and real bad, right? And you combine those things together. It's me, you know what I mean? Sorry, just we fam, you know me. You end up pushing the broom. You end up pushing a mop. You end up lifting boxes. You end up riding the mail truck. You end up saying, "How may I help you?" You know what I'm saying? And the employers in this economy do not want to pay you any money. Go look at the minimum wage in many of these different cities. It's atrocious. Okay. It's like there are many people hurting, of all nations. Everybody's hurting and having issues. And the answer within our community, that's who I'm primarily speaking to, within our community, is we have to support one another. We have to educate one another. My sphere of influence just happens to be in technology, so I'm doing my part. I mean, I have many skills, but this is where I make my bread and butter at, and do what I do. So I have to give back to my community. All right. Like I said, if I were doing this professionally like that, I would be I would realistically be charging $2,000 realistically. Although I know I can get away with charging $2,500, I'll probably charge $2,000 for the boot camps that I run. All right. And so I strongly encourage you, if you are listening to this message and you're looking to break into a solid foundation in, number one, gainful employment, period. Okay. Those skills. And then also gaining a path to a career in information technology or information security, where you can literally uplift the economic state of your family, you're going to want to take this course. All right. Like I mentioned before, this ministry is Hebrews in Tech. All right. This is something that was done primarily for Hebrew Israelites in America and the diaspora. But you do not have to be a Hebrew Israelite to take this course. Just understand that we are going to pray. This ain't like that. We gonna pray. So when we get up in there and we do our greetings, and we're all ready to go ahead and jump in there and do our training and stuff like that, we are gonna pray. So don't bother joining this course if you funny style about us praying, because this is a ministry, and primarily we are reaching out to our community. But I make this available to all people. So I don't care if you're a Hebrew Israelite. I don't care if you're a Christian. I don't care if you're black, you white, you Asian, or whatever your situation is. This is open to everyone. But I'm doing a wink and nod to my people. Make sure you jump on this, because you don't want to lose out on this. Just be 1,000. All right. And very briefly, because I said I'm gonna keep this short. I'm not gonna have it too long. The register now QR code is something you're gonna want to go ahead and click on, and that will take you to a Google form that has some questions for you. Fill it out the best you can. If you're not able to afford the $250 right now, there is a payment plan option available, because I want to get this out to as many people as possible. Okay. I don't make no money off this. I'm already well off as it is. I don't need the money. Right. But when you are paying for this course, what's going to happen is it's going to enable you to get a official CompTIA Tech Plus guidebook. I think it ranges about between $70 and $100, something like that, I think. But you'll get a copy of that. There's some additional information and labs that I will provide for you. And then at the end of this training, the stipulation is you have to complete this training. You can't, miss 4 or 5 days and then be like, okay, what's going on? If you are faithful with integrity to complete this training with no more than 3 absences, I will give you a exam voucher for the Tech Plus certification. All right. And that in and of itself is between a $125 and $138 value. Okay. So I want you to pass. I want you to succeed. Okay. And I've done this many times before. We've probably, like I said, had about 5 or 6 iterations between teaching what was formerly known as ITF Plus, as well as A Plus, Part 1 and Part 2. And we've had many graduates that have gone on to actually earn those certifications, and they passed, and they're doing great right now. Okay. So I need you to be invested in your future, and I will be here to support you. All right. I see a question. I'm not going to forget how to get started. Go ahead and click on that register link. I'll see if I can try to pull it up right now and put it in the chat. Give me 1 second. Okay. So if you want to get to that form itself directly right now, this is basically the link to that register now QR code. This is it right here. All right, so go ahead and click on that, answer the questions, and we'll take care of you. For my people, if you are a member of the Hebrew Connect platforms, you'll get an instant $25 off. You just have to go through the Hebrew Connect marketplace for that, and it's already ready to go. So it'll be $225 for active members on Hebrew Connect platforms. All right, they just got to go to the marketplace. For everyone else, what you have to do is go to this link, and I'll share it right now. For students, because I definitely understand, I understand the struggle, okay? If you're a student, type it out. You can use a promo code STUDENT2025, and that will get you a $25 off of the boot camp. All right. So I'm slowly typing this out because I'm tired. Be working hard. All right. So you should see in the chat, if you are a student, use promo code STUDENT2025 for $25 off. Go to that link, and that is our sister company, hostedlight.com. And that'll take you to where you can go ahead and enroll in the course directly there. All right. So the two, and then, if you, let's say you have Cash App or you got, what is it, PayPal. If you follow that first link, it'll have the links for PayPal or Cash App if you want to go that route. You're just going to have to go ahead and email me, or I'll reach out to you to coordinate that. Okay. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Repent. Yes, you can send me an email. The email is going to be here. GetCertified@HebrewConnect.com. Ask me any questions or coordinate a payment plan. We'll do that there. Okay. So let me go back to the final piece right here. All right. Trying to close out here. Keep it under 40 minutes, right? Try my best. All right. So the cost is $250. This does include the exam voucher. You just have to not miss more than 3 sessions. I also, for, again, my people, I take into account, the Moedim days. So if you got, feast days coming up that interfere, it's not going to be no problem. I got you. It's not going to count against you, right? If you observe a lunar Shabbat, I got you. So if the lunar Shabbat falls on a Sunday, I haven't looked it up to see, but I can. We'll figure something out. Okay, we'll figure something out. But I do know the calendar, so don't play games with me. Have it jumping around every week, right? And then if you have a situation, I don't need no sob story, but if something comes up and you have to miss a day, we'll work it out. Okay. But I don't play around. It is legit. You cannot miss more than 3 sessions. You just can't. Okay. At that point, it's not looking too good. I need you to be faithful. I've paced it out to 10 weeks because I know that people have life, they have schedules, they have family, they have other employment responsibilities, they have ministries. So I understand. So I want to make sure that over the course of this 10 weeks, we're able to do all the educational training, all the, get you all the resources, have all the one-on-one time, all the things, right? And, make up days if we need to. There's not going to be no stress. We're not doing no stress. Okay. No stress at all. All right. So again, that's pretty much it. Tech Plus is a strong foundational cert. It's very, very strong. And the way I teach it and will be teaching you, it's going to be above and beyond what you're going to get if you were just doing like a video course online somewhere. I'll just mention this last part just to kind of reiterate. There are free resources available to you. So if you're underemployed, unemployed, if you're a military veteran, the VA has programs, a ton of programs for you. Your local unemployment office may have some things for you, like in regards to various workforce centers. And then there's even free videos you can watch online. They generally run about 6 hours. I've seen some that were like 8 hours long, going over the full swath of material, right? Now, caveat. The caveat to those options is that it's like drinking out of a water hose. So a lot of these boot camps, including the $2,500 boot camps, they want you there for 8 hours a day for 5 days that week. And they are blasting you with information, high speed, all gas, no break over the course of those 5 days. It's going to be very challenging for the average person, even the above average person, to actually retain that information. I'm going to be blunt. It can happen. I've done it myself, and some of them have been pretty cool, but I almost feel like those type of boot camps are for people who are already well-versed and trained in technology already. So it's not like a learning curve for them. They're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? If this is going to be a learning curve for you, if you have no ITIS experience, you have none, or very, 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 very little. Those 8 hour a day, 5 day a week boot camps are going to be too much. And then the same thing now, what do you think is going to happen when you look at some 8 hour long video or some 6 hour long video? They are blazing through the information. So like I said last night, you ever watch some of these channels on YouTube, gaming or Twitch or something like that, the gaming streams, and they do the speed runs on the game? Yeah, that's what's happening. You speed running through that thing. There's not going to be no time for you to really be able to even ask no questions or understand and process what you even went over. And sadly, a lot of people already are kind of defeated, kind of beat down, low confidence, unsure of themselves, afraid to be wrong, right? 10 weeks, I feel, is appropriate. We're going to do essentially, you see there on the screen, the schedule is every Sunday beginning September 7th from 10 a.m. Central Standard Time to 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I picked that time frame to account for those that might be in the West Coast, and then those that might be Mountain Time, and then also those that were in the East Coast, right? I just tried to pick the best balance I could so that no matter where you were in the country, you're going to be all right relatively, right? It's not going to be too early, and it's not going to be too late, okay? So we're looking at 8 o'clock if you are in California, West Coast time, Washington State. You're looking at 9 a.m. if you're like in parts of Arizona, or if you are in Colorado, right? New Mexico. And then you're looking at 10 if you're Central Standard Time in regards to Texas, right? And then East Coast, right? You're looking at starting at 11, right? Michelle says, will you do another certification course after this one. I work on Thursday evenings until next year in January. Yes, I'm just not certain if it's going to be another Tech Plus course or if we're going to jump right into Linux. Because the way it's going to work is I'm literally going to walk our people through this, and whoever decides to tag along with us, we're gonna rock through this. Okay, everybody that's down, we're gonna go on this journey together. So my plan is to start off with the Tech Plus, and then move to Linux. Immediately after this training, we are going to kind of like have the maybe about 2 weeks to a month of like review time. There's no set schedule. There's no locked in calendar where you got to be somewhere, but there's going to be resources available for those of you that are preparing for the exam. By the time the course is done, I think it'll be like November 16th is when the last final day is going to be. You get and this will give you a certificate as well. You'll get a certificate. You can add that to your LinkedIn profile. Okay. What I expect within 2 weeks, people to start taking the actual exam and passing. The exam is only 1 hour. Well, really, it's 90 minutes, but testable time is only 1 hour. So it's 1 hour. And I just feel like if you don't doubt yourself and believe in yourself that you've been trained over the past, 10 weeks to know this information, you will pass. And the feeling is going to be fantastic. And you're going to be online holding up your certificate, saying you passed, right? And updating your LinkedIn profile talking about you passed. And then you'll be able to add that credential to your resume. The last thing I will kind of say about this is that the cool and important thing about this is that it's always good to keep learning. It's always good to learn new skills. These credentials are very important, more so than you having a degree. Because the reality is this, those of you that know, if you know, you know, and those of us that are older, we already know what time it is and how it's been. The college degree was pretty much a gatekeeping mechanism and tool. We don't want certain people in our workforce, in our workspace. So therefore, even though you're highly qualified and trained, we don't want to hire you. So let's raise the bar and say you have to have a 4-year college degree, right? And then when that wasn't enough, what they do? Oh, I'm sorry. I know you have this bachelor's degree in whatever, but you don't have any experience. So now they've tacked on experience to your degree. You're not gonna get you're not gonna have no experience when you was chasing down a degree for 4 years, right? So now you mad, you hot as fish grease. You over there like, wait a minute. So I done burnt up 4 years of my life. I've gone in debt, who knows how many thousands of dollars, only to try to apply for this position or this job to be told, I'm sorry, you don't have no experience. You're going to be mad. Some of you are already mad, but you're definitely going to be mad. You know what I'm saying? So the flip side is this. Whether you're fresh out of high school, whether you are a mid-career professional, switching up to join and gain the certifications does something very special that a degree doesn't do for you. You see, a degree can say, you know how to study real well, and you put in the time and the effort, and you played, the role and jumped through the hoops, and you have this piece of paper that says, I'm smart and I can study well. It does not guarantee you are good at what you're supposed to be able to do. Okay. It just means you can study real well. When you get these various certifications, these credentials, literally you're going to put Kelly Perry Tech Plus. You're going to put Michelle Lane, Tech Plus. You're going to put Andre Smith, Tech Plus, after your name. You're going to enter into certain spaces, and they're going to know that you have a strong foundational knowledge in technology. You're going places. Opportunities will open themselves up for you. Okay? I got a gang of credentials behind my name, to the point where, like, if I write a book, and I have written books, if I write a book or do something, I got to go ahead and leave stuff off and put only the highest ranking ones on there after my name, right? But it opens doors and opportunities for you, because essentially what it says to an HR person who you're trying to go ahead and impress and get your foot in the door, it tells the HR person that this highly respected international organization known as CompTIA is certifying you. They're certifying you. And they're certifying that you've attained this level and threshold of proficiency. That, more than even a degree, I don't care if it's a computer science degree, that more than a regular standard degree is going to get your foot in the door and get you that job. Because the real world is like this. I need to hire someone with some experience. If you don't have any experience, but you got a degree, I'm sorry, I got to pass you over for someone that has a proven track record, or I just have a greater level of confidence that they're going to be able to do this thing. So the only way you're going to really make it with just simply a degree is if you got a real strong interview hustle. Like, if your interview game is strong, then you might be okay with just your degree, and like you're strong in an interview. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. Okay. Now, you could have a certification, little experience, and confidence, and you will also get your foot in the door. You will make it. And you would not have spent tens of thousands of dollars. Okay. I just got to be blunt. And I think about this even for my own daughter. My daughter's about to be 18 pretty soon. I'm not certain that college is the answer for her. And it's not even that, like, I have set aside money or have different things available for her to use to go to school and go to college. It's just that you really have to understand the shift in the marketplace right now is so extreme. It's so extreme that within the next 6 months to a year, things are going to be totally different. The landscape is going to be totally different. So beginning in 2023, a gang of people lost their job. Post-COVID, they lost their job in tech. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, like AWS, they let go of a gang of people. Why? These were primarily your support staff. And they were like, yep, to help fund this AI move we're doing, we got to fire a gang of folks. So they fired all the support staff that, like I said, you were the barista at your office. You know what I'm saying? You was over there doing laundry and stuff, making, 6 figures. They're like, nah, we good. You know what I'm saying? So those folks got cut. Next wave that's happened recently is primarily your coders and programmers got cut. So those computer science majors that, went down the realm of programming and coding, they got cut because the generative AI was able to learn how to code and looking at the code sets and all the different things. So they got cut. Okay. But who's not going to get cut is the people that are doing cybersecurity. Just trust and believe. I can't even go into it. If you're in cybersecurity, you're not going to lose your job. Okay. AI can't do that. Now there's tools, there's AI tools that people use, like Elastic. Now they've rebranded themselves as an AI company, which is kind of weird. But everybody's trying to jump on the AI money train, right? There's tools and resources in AI that can be used for cybersecurity, but you need people, because the human mind is very crafty. I'll leave it at that. Very, very crafty. And you got some real Dr. Evil folks out there that are very analytically driven, and you need equal minds to combat that. And you're not going to get that through a computer that's still trying to learn how to read, basically, right? So cybersecurity is going to be where it's at. And then again, lastly, infrastructure, architecture. If you're in cloud computing, cloud infrastructure, you good. Okay. That's something where we're expanding in those areas. We need that. We need that to expand. Okay. So just make sure, if you want to transition and upskill your life, right? And it is what it is. Like I started at the bottom and I've gone up and all that kind of stuff. I know what it's like, right? You working at 7-Eleven gas station or something like that. Or you mopping floors or cleaning toilets. Okay. Put the burger down, put the fast food down, return those Nikes, right? Return that purse and them boots. Invest in your future, your career, and you're going to see an exponential increase in your life. And I pray that whoever's watching this right now, you share this with as many people as possible. Like I said, although this is a ministry organization, this is Hebrews in Tech, doing employment and bootcamp training. This is open for everyone. It's gonna sell out, but it's open for everyone. And I will work with you. If you don't have the 250 or really just the 225 right now, if you don't have that available right now, email me and we'll work something out, right? I just need you to have integrity, discipline, and confidence in yourself. You just have to have confidence in yourself. If you don't have confidence, like I can't be dragging you around and patting you on your head and rubbing your back and trying to encourage you every day, to not give up on yourself because it's hard, or whatever the thing is. I need you to be bulldogged and be like, I'm going to get this done and do this thing, and not make excuses for why you're not going to do it. Right? You got to get this done, because So I recently came back from California, and I'm originally from California. I was born and raised in California, and I went back to California just for a few days. I got my family some food, like Chick-fil-A or something like that, and I wanted something different. So I was like, let me go. I'm gonna get some Burger King. I want to get me like a Whopper with cheese, right? I went to the Burger King drive-thru, and it was an AI person. It was an AI voice taking my order. And that threw me off so bad. And last night I heard that I guess Bojangles in Georgia is doing the same thing. So I see the writing on the wall, and knowing that a good majority of my people are pushing brooms and mops and cashier, clerking, and maybe you're aid attendant in some healthcare facility, or you doing payroll or something like that, or collections or some call center work, right? Fam, you got to upskill. You got to upskill. Okay, you absolutely have to upskill. Okay, and this boot camp is going to help you in regards to, number one, making sure your resume is on point, because I don't put my business out there. y'all that know me, especially in my ministry, real world and online. I do a lot. I have helped many people get gainful employment. I just don't broadcast it like that. Okay. I'll just tell you, email me, let's talk. Okay. So it's one of those things where I've seen your resumes. Most of them are horrible. Be blunt. Your dates are out of order. You're missing details, and here it's checkered, it's spotted. There's errors. Things don't. There's just not a lot of care and attention that's put into your resume, right? So when you're filling out a job application and you're submitting your resume or transferring your resume details over, it's going straight to the trash bin. It's going to the shredder. Because most of these systems are being, first off, I feel like a fourth of the jobs that are actively promoted online are ghost jobs. They're not even real. It's like, that's a whole different story we'll talk about later. So I feel like, first off, like at least 1/4 of the jobs that are out there online, whether it's Indeed or LinkedIn, they're like ghost jobs. Or even worse, they're scams to gather information. There's information collection companies out there, right? You don't think they're going to go ahead and put out a fake job to get somebody to go ahead and put their name, address, phone number, and their work history on some application that's not even real? They doing that. We'll talk about that too. Okay. But again, like I said, they're coming for a lot of these low wage earning jobs. Like the threat to the Black community is automation and artificial intelligence. Okay. It was a few years back. It was a Jamba Juice. They had a robot arm making the smoothie. It wasn't even a real person. Right. Okay. Case in point, talk about Burger King. We all heard about the sister that got fired. That's where they wrong for that. They fired the sister. She was the sole sister working at Burger King. She's the cashier. She the janitor. She making fries and burgers and delivering it too. She was the only one there and stressed out. Okay. These folks, these franchisees don't want to pay nobody. They like slave labor. That's what they like. They want to. Capitalism is a beast, right? They want that slave labor. Okay, how many times have you? I'm not gonna go off, fam. I can do that. But how many of y'all have gone to a Subway and there's one person at the Subway sandwich shop? You like, it's just you? We're gonna be here for 30 minutes waiting for a sandwich. So anyway, like I said, the biggest threat to the Black community I see right now economically is going to be automation and artificial intelligence. A lot of these low wage jobs they're done, right? How many times have you gone to a McDonald's or just a fast food restaurant, whatever, and they got a kiosk and they're like, yeah, go ahead and put your order in on the machine. Okay. All right. Another one. Another California story. All right. So if you're from California, especially if you're from Northern California, you know about Jim Boy's Tacos. Jim Boy's Tacos be hidden. I'm going to go ahead and give the shout out right now to the Jim Boy's Taco man and the Jim Boy's Taco family. I don't know who they are, where they're from, but probably since 1982, the Jim Boy's Taco been popping and hitting hard. Okay. I go to my little Jim Boy spot. I know the owner. I walk up in there and what do I see? The kiosk. I sat there for literally, no exaggeration, I sat there for at least a minute and a half, shaking my head in disbelief that this was going on. Now, I was told too, because I'm going to ask the lady, I'm like, what's going on? Twofold. She said, people don't want to work. That was the number one thing. People don't want to work. Thanks, COVID. Thanks, government, Uncle Sam. People don't want to work. Okay. And therefore, she had to invest in a little kiosk machine for you to go ahead and place your order of tacos. And then she, the sole person in the back, cooking and packaging, and then bring it out. And you got like a 30-minute wait again, right? But that could have been a job for someone that, if they wanted the job, that could have been a job for them. All right. Like I said, I order my Whopper with cheese, and it's an AI voice. Hi, how can I help you today? I'm like, wait, what? Right? So a lot of folks are going to look up, and that bus driver job you was looking for is gone because it's an automated bus. There ain't even no bus driver no more. It's on a route, and that's just it. Robo taxis. I mean, I'm gonna stop. What you think is gonna happen with all the Waymo and these robo taxis from Tesla and stuff going on? It's a wrap for Uber. They are slowly ratcheting up a change that most of us are not ready for. I'm not ready for it. I'm not getting on no bus and ain't no driver up on there. I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna do that. You can't convince me to hop on and yield my life over to the automated bus driver. And I know that some people are like, it's so cool. Let me go get in a robo taxi and drive around with this car with no driver on it until it crashed. Right? Like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Anyway, I'm gonna stop. I don't want to be rambling on. Are there any questions that you guys want to ask of me before I get up off of here? Go ahead and do so now. I'm gonna go ahead and review this just very briefly again. I don't think we have too many comments on here. All right, Ms. North says, do you recommend posting our projects or hands-on labs on LinkedIn? No. I feel like you need to reserve that for your actual application. I'm not comfortable leaving that hanging out there. Like, I'm gonna tell you all the blunt reality right now, right? The era of anonymity is over with. They just haven't told you yet. And what I mean by that is, you sitting up here online, they already know everything about you. All right. And we'll talk about it when we get into this Tech Plus course, right? There's internet cookies that are little applications, very, very tiny applications that basically log information about your activity on a particular website. And then it's stored on your computer. It helps with things like your browsing sessions and your settings and all that kind of stuff, right? Your preferences, all right? Now we got artificial intelligence, and it's tied to your free account, or it's tied to your paid account, and it's locked in and interacting with your phone, and it's able to see all the websites you visit, how long you're there. It knows all this information about you. Okay? It gets kind of deep, and we'll get into it when we get into this course. I don't want to scare everybody, but it is getting kind of deep, because essentially what's happening is this artificial intelligence system is going to be at a place where it knows everything about everyone at all times. And that's scary. And I know it's kind of dark. It's kind of dark. But I'm going to always be 100 with y'all. You know what I'm saying? We walk around here with Apple Watches on. Apple, as a corporation, knows when you get up and use the restroom. They know when you sleep. They know when you wake. They know how well you rested that night. They know when you go for a walk and which route. They know your path to go to work, what time you go to work, right? You ever go, everybody's different, but you ever hop in your truck or your car, right? And all of a sudden, because they don't tell you this, it looks at, oh, this is about the time we go to work. And it pops up on your map, your office, or you get off work and you hop in your truck or your car and the little map pop up, home, 15 minutes, right? All this stuff is being sucked up and gathered and curated. We're going to get into all this stuff. I'm not going to go off because I can go off. We're not going to go off. We're going to get into all this deep conversation and bring it all home to you. Okay, so we'll deal with that. Andre says, will you eventually teach courses for cyber certs? This is a boot camp for a cyber certification. So you're going to get this CompTIA Tech Plus certification if you see it all the way through, right? You can't miss more than 3 sessions, right? And again, this is open to anybody. You don't got to be Hebrew Israelite. You could be a Christian or whatever else, and you could be of any ethnic group or nationality. There's no hateration, right? No discrimination. Anyone can join this, right? But this boot camp is going to be an employment and CompTIA Tech Plus boot camp. So we're going to have one-on-one interviews, mock interviews. We're going to have one-on-one meetings with me and you, going over your goals and what you're looking at achieving, right? We're going to make sure that you have a LinkedIn profile. We're going to make sure that it's optimized and it's secure, privacy settings and all that kind of stuff is all good to go, right? And methodologies corporately on how we can put ourselves our best foot forward, all right? There's more I want to say, but I have to leave that for when we actually get into the course, okay? So, and then obviously the bulk of the time that we're going to be doing this boot camp is preparing you and training you with the fundamentals and foundations of IT, information technology, and information security. Because this certification is not just for like being an IT dude, help desk person. This certification is going to prepare you for the whole gambit of information technology and information security, right? So really whatever you want to do, you could do it. Like some of y'all might want to be like a repairman for like game systems. So you want to work on PS5s and Xboxes or something like that. You could do that, right? Some of you might want to go the route of developing your own AI chatbots. This will help you go down that path. Some of you might want to go ahead and, just take your pick. All right. So for those of you that are looking, this is what it comes down to. Keep it simple. Those of you that are 15 and above, I recommend this for those that are 15 and above. Under 15 is too young. 15 is about as low as I'm willing to go because of just maturity level and their patience. Okay, maturity. 15 and above, but definitely for someone who's like a junior or a senior in high school. Like if this is your senior year in high school, you want to take this course. So if you got any little sisters, little brothers, nieces or nephews, talk to their parents, coordinate something, figure something out for them to go ahead and get on this training. They just got to like, listen, don't be like, I miss my friends. No. Lock in that 4.5 hours on that Sunday. 30 minutes of that time is for you to have a lunch break. So it's only going to be 4 hours of raw instruction on that Sunday. And then we're going to have 2 solid hours on that Thursday, and you'll be straight. And you'll have all the other days to practice and rehearse. And there'll be a group, for the course. So you'll be able to go ahead and chat and coordinate with one another. You can go ahead and send me email messages whenever you want to. You can schedule a time to talk to me one-on-one if you have questions or concerns. You're going to have plenty of time to get it and process it and understand it. Right? Like the way this is all set up is that realistically by December, you should have this certification. All right. So this is a cyber certification that you are signing up for. All right. And like I said, you absolutely will not, shall not, it's not happening. You're not going to be able to get in person, like, or not in person, but virtual in person training for $250. It's not happening because those of us on this level, we make too much money. Our time is way too valuable. We're not gonna waste our time with that. That's why it costs $2,500. I've seen them go for $5,000 per student. This is $250, $225 if you're a student, or $225 if you're a member of the Hebrew Connect community. And then if you broke right now, you can do a payment plan, do 2 payments. Like, yeah. Anyway, let's see. Oh, Kelly, that's sad. Kelly Perry says post office is getting more and more automated. Yeah, that's rough. I don't want to see that. Not at all. All right. I don't see any more questions, so I will go ahead and shut this down. I try to keep it under an hour. I guess I'm just right at about an hour. So in closing, you can see the links in there right now. Go ahead and register for this course. Again, the course is $250. It begins September 7th. We have room currently for 30. Now, I could do more, but I feel like for the benefit of all the students, 30 is the prime number I want to have in this course. Now, if the response is overwhelming and there's like a wait list, I'll have to figure something out. Okay. And what I mean by that is I would either have to just do double duty on that Sunday where I'm able to still keep it 30, but I'll just have to do like a second 4-hour session that day or something like that. The bottom line is like this. It's my heart is for my people. My heart is for those that you need a career change. Just be blunt. All right. So let me see here again. 1 second. I saw your message. Give me 1 second here. So it might be that Google's blocking the link, which doesn't make sense, but that's Google for you. All right. See if that link works for you. And Marvin, just let me know if it works for you. All right. Hopefully it does. But yeah, like I said, in closing, bottom line is this, is that my heart's for my people. My heart's for all people that are really need a career change. You're struggling right now. And many people don't know what's about to hit them, right? A lot of folks don't know what's about to hit them. There's a ton of layoffs about to happen in the next 6 months to a year. And I rather you get on the forefront of this, be proactive about this, and switching up so that you're going to have a better future for yourself. Like you over there making $21 an hour or something, or $24 an hour, right? And I know that's not going to be bad for some people. Some folks out here making like $7.25 or $14, right? But the bottom line is, for like my mid-career professional folks, you out here making $21, $24, we got to come up. We got to come up. All right, fam, I see that. All right, so it is what it is. What you can do, for those of you, because the link's not working, what you can do is if you're on Hebrew Connect, just direct message me and I'll get you the information. All right. Trying to think here what else I could do. Otherwise, go to hostedlight.com and go under the store and then click on CompTIA certification training. All right. That's what I would do. So that's so weird though that Google's doing that. So it's difficult because most of you are probably on your mobile device. So you're not going to be able to use a QR code on your mobile. You got to have a second mobile device to go ahead and click on the QR code. But y'all figure it out, right? I just wanted to get this out to those that primarily use mobile instead of just your laptop or your desktop, right? Or like a tablet, right? So y'all figure it out. Just the links are there. The QR codes are here. So the QR codes will work after this live is done. Just come back and look at the short. It'll be a YouTube short, I guess, or I don't know what it's going to be. It'll be up online. All right. But again, either way, you can email me at getcertified@hebrewconnect.com and I'll take care of you. All right. More than anything, I wanted to get this information out. So again, in closing, the reminder, this is open to all people. You do not have to be a Hebrew Israelite to take advantage of this training. That being said, please understand and let everybody know that you send this to, right? Don't be side-eyeing us or acting crazy, okay? When we praying, because we praying around here. We pray all the time, right? This is a ministry. It just happens to be that in my ministry, outside of my ministry, I'm a highly trained professional when it comes to information security and information technology. Okay. So I want to give back to my community and therefore give back to you. So again, there's no discrimination or hate. If you want to take advantage of this program, go ahead and sign up. We'll welcome you in and we'll have a lot of good fun along the way. So with that, shalom, have a good night. I do pray this has been a blessing for you. And I'll be doing some more of these as we lead up into the August 31st deadline. All right. But take advantage of this. And again, if you need to go ahead and do a payment plan, you can work that out as well. Go ahead and send me the email. But you definitely want to go ahead and take advantage of this because before it's too late. Let's put it that way. Because I'm telling you, there's some folks, even folks out here making six figures, they're making, 120, 130, 140, 150, recognizing that everybody has to upskill to stay competitive in this market. If you don't, we don't want to find out what happens if you don't. Okay. So like I said, you over there pushing the broom, pushing the mop, flipping burgers. How may I help you? Right? My pleasure, fam. I mean, we love Chick-fil-A, but we gotta level up, especially for the young people and especially for my brothers. Please send this to some young men. Please send this to some young men because there's just way too many young men that are undereducated, underemployed, and especially if you're a young man with some children and you got to provide for your family, come on, fam. Like, this is it. All right. I'll work with you. We'll figure something out. But I need, Most High willing, this message will get to the right people and the right people will get connected and we'll be good to go because like I said, come this December, I want all 30 of y'all to have not only graduated and have a certificate of completion of this training, not only to be better off and better prepared for the labor market in its present state, but I want you to be able to also earn this certificate, this credential to put behind your name that's going to open a lot of doors and opportunities for you if you so choose. All right. So with that, have a good night and shalom.